What is going on, everybody? My name is Seth and you're watching 252 Squad, and in today's video we're going to be releasing a new build on the channel that's already built, and you've already seen it in the background, and by we I mean me and Sean.
1, 2, 3! Alright guys, so obviously I'm Sean. Y'all have definitely seen me before in the E36 video as well as in the background of multiple videos prior. So with the E36, unfortunately that got hit a couple months ago. It was a total loss. Since I actually went out and bought an E39 wagon that was 5-speed swap. That needed a little bit more work than it was worth putting the time or effort into. So I ended up selling that, and now I've got the MK7 GTI.
So I'm gonna put my input in here. He has been looking for a build for a hot minute now for the channel as well as for himself, and this car came about as a good daily for a good deal at our dealership company, and so he ended up picking it up, and it's built right now pretty well. There's a few things that you're gonna see that we're gonna go over, but overall the car itself has been really solid for him. We've actually taken a few trips, as you see in the Ponies and the Smokies videos, as well as a few other videos that you've seen the car in the background.
Alright, so as you guys can clearly see, the car has already been fairly heavily modified from where it was at stock. So far all we've done is a turbo intake pipe, as well as some new badges up here on the front fenders. Obviously wheels. Did also go ahead and do some new rear turn signal lights, as well as blacking out the front 8 windows. After I got tint done, we have new Instagram tags and stickers for the YouTube channel and my Instagram down on the back seat glass. And then on top of that, we may or may not be getting more and more stuff done to it. Just kind of depends on how these videos go. We do already have 2 or 3 videos already pre-recorded for the car of installing both all the wheels, the badges, tint, everything like that. So all that stuff is going to be coming up in the future.
Alright, so now we are in the car here going for a quick ride. Honestly, I've been in this car. I was the one who kind of drove a GTI and tried to convince him to get a GTI because they are very fun cars to drive for the price point that they are at. But now that he's gotten it and been driven a little bit, I just want him to go over a few things he likes about it and what he doesn't like about it.
So obviously I'm going to start off with the cons. The first things I didn't really like about the car was when I first hopped in the car, the pedal for the clutch was super light. I didn't really feel much feedback off the pedal when I first got in the car because I was so used to the E39 wagon with that clutch. It was a much heavier clutch, as well as the stock shifter. The stock shifter was a lot taller and it felt like it was such a long throw to shift gears. Now the things I do like is I do like the gear ratios in the car, as well as just how quickly it does like to get up and go, as well as how it sounds while under throttle.
The car is pretty peppy for being what it is. It is pretty quick. Like I will say, after daily driving a full bolt-on 5.0, this car still surprises me with the level of quickness that it is. This thing builds, boosts, and it moves so funnily. It's so fun. It's so much fun. This thing builds, boosts, and it moves so funnily. It's so fun. It's so much fun. It's got a little bit of torque steer, but you kind of want that in a fun little front-wheel drive car. It's not like yoining you all over the road, but it does definitely kind of like feel that little bit of pull to it. And I think that's what adds a little bit more excitement in a front-wheel drive car like this.
It is very much just a very slight pull to the right. Just have the steering wheel pull a little bit over, but as soon as you let off the throttle, you can feel that pull of just how much it was pulling you to the right.
If you didn't have track control on the wheel spin, it would have been hilarious there. You could feel it wanting to brake. I will say though, with what's been done to the car right now, there isn't really a whole lot of performance stuff. So if you were wanting to see this car get a lot more performance stuff, definitely make sure to like the video and leave a comment down below. I think the next things that might happen to the car are lowering springs, but y'all's decisions down below will definitely affect the way the build goes.
New Z.
Wow, there's a new Z. New Z's look cool. So with this car, you saw in the videos of going to Ponies and the Smokies, that it is a great support vehicle. The backseat entire area was covered with my Mickey Thompsons, and he drove there and drove the whole way back and through the tail of the Dragon with them back there, which you're going to see in a future video, hopefully, or at least a little bit of tail of the Dragon content of this thing going through the tail of the Dragon, as well as all the other modifications that are going on to it that have gotten it to this point, as well as maybe if you want future modifications going on there.
Yeah, so with storage space on this car, I fit a heck of a lot more in the car than I originally thought I was going to. So obviously I put his Mickey Thompson tires in the back with both wheels prior to them getting mounted and balanced and everything, as well as an entire floor jack, all of my clothes for the day, as well as 2 5-gallon buckets worth of detailing stuff. And with a little cover in the back, you couldn't tell I had anything in the car other than the tires in the back seat.
It was pretty wild, honestly. It was crazy how much could go in here.
So obviously the car sits currently as it is because that's just how far I've gotten so far. So now is y'all's chance to comment down below and decide kind of what else you'd like to see done to the car. I'm already looking at doing lowering springs at some point here fairly soon. How soon that's going to be, I really don't know at the moment.
That depends on y'all.
And on top of that, obviously all the pre-recorded videos is just going to be showing how we got the car from bone stock to how it sits currently. This car does have 123,000 miles on it as it sits right now. So it's a fairly high mileage car, but it still looks pretty dang good. So obviously don't forget to subscribe and follow my Instagram right down below. With y'all's input, it's definitely going to help decide on which direction I go with this car. But now we're going to go ahead and get some cinematics of the car prior to all the modifications. And in that next video, we'll go ahead and see the very beginning of it all.